So, Amar Singh, answering one part of that first question which we put up on the program, politics over surgical strikes. Let's look at the second part of that question. Is Ram Mandir going to be the next big talking point for the BJP in UP? And is construction of Ram Temple now very, very closely linked to these surgical strikes? Who better to answer that question than BJP's Rajya Sabha MP, Dr. Subramanian Swamy? Always a great pleasure to have you, Dr. Swamy, on the show. Tell me, sir, from what I saw yesterday, the Prime Minister speaking on a Dashera platform, Jai Shri Ram chants being heard across the entire ground, talk of terror. Is terror and construction of Ram Temple, are they both interlinked in some way for the BJP, sir?
Well, Ramayana is about fighting terror. When Ram was a young person, Vishwamitra took him to kill a Rakshasi who had eaten up a lot of sannyasis and put a mountain of bones in a near a board. And that it began with that, and Ravan himself was a terrorist in the sense he was kidnapping people, a large number of women he had kidnapped.
So Mayawati, Akhilesh Yadav, Rahul Gandhi are the Rakshas and the Rakshasis for the BJP?
No,
I'm just taking
but
the
we
Ramayana
have
analogy
Pakistan,
forward.
which is a Rakshas. No, Pakistan is there, and the public is worried more about Pakistan than Rahul Gandhi. They don't take him very seriously. So therefore, and the now manifesto, Ram Temple is there. And if we hadn't done it, you would have said, oh, we promised Ram Temple every time an election comes and never do anything about it.
Right.
But now we've got 2.5 years left. We have to do it. We have to build the Ram Temple.
No, but tell me, in the next 2 months,
manifesto.
in the next 2 months, 2.5 years is in 2019. I'm building up to 2017 UP elections. And I'm putting this very directly before you, Dr. Swamy. Is this true or not that a clear-cut decision has been taken now to somehow revive the Ram Temple movement as well? Because I can see the political symbolism of Prime Minister Modi's moves made yesterday very, very clearly. Is that the next step, sir, now for the BJP?
Ram was born in UP, his temple is in Ayodhya, and where is the question of not raising it when a matter of election comes in UP? That was it's not new decision, it's something inevitable. And as far as elections are concerned, they come every year. So therefore, I think this is a natural course, and it has now reached the peak because we have won the case in Allahabad. Now it's in the Supreme Court, and it's been there 6 years on the books of the Supreme Court, and it hasn't been taken up.
But many of my Periscope viewers, sir, many of my Periscope viewers are asking me, Dr. Swamy, and you know that a lot of people ask you questions on Periscope on Big 5 at 10. Moksha, for instance, is asking you directly that isn't all this just mere talk, Dr. Swamy? Before elections, your party is trying to look for an emotive issue, and these surgical strikes has given you an opportunity to create that emotive issue. Is that a correct assessment?
Surgical strike, you see, if it had not gone well, you would have blamed us.
Yes.
Now, when it has gone well, you say you can't take credit.
Because you're in power.
What kind of double standard is that?
No, but you're in power, sir. If you would have acted, questions are bound to be raised. If you would not have acted, then questions would have been raised, because you were the ones who had raised so much of hype. Till 2014, Pakistan was this big enemy state, and you have acted against that enemy state. Fair enough. Now I'm asking you, before 2017, before polls take place in Uttar Pradesh, I and my Periscope viewers, Dr. Swamy, want to know whether Ram Temple talk is now going to move side by side along with this talk of dealing with Pakistan.
No, there's nothing new. Ram talk has been going on all along. The only thing you probably didn't hear is the Prime Minister speaking about it. And now he has to speak on it because there is an election and it is part of our manifesto. They will ask him.
Are you saying that Narendra Modi, that Prime Minister Modi is going to reiterate his commitment towards building of a Ram temple in Ayodhya?
Absolutely. He's committed to it. There's no question about his not doing it. And because in the UP, people will ask him this question. So he has to speak on it, and he has to assure them, we are going to do it constitutionally, nothing through the court system. We are not going to do anything by force.
Are you going to convert it into a main campaign point, a main talking point for the BJP during these elections, sir, during the campaign?
I don't know what the party will decide, but I am in favor, and I certainly will be campaigning in my own way to highlight Ram Temple as the issue which is imminently going to be solved, and is going to be solved with the building of the Ram Temple, and the prefabricated structure is already there in place.
Okay.
So all it will take is 3 months once the Supreme Court gives clearance.
Okay.